Well, the Vice President of the Bahamas Educators, Counselors, and Allied Workers Union is urging caution over calls for strike action, calling the move ill-advised and warning that it could weaken the union's position at the bargaining table. Shalia Roll worked that angle earlier today.
As strike action gets underway across the country, the Bahamas Educators, Counselors, and Allied Workers Union, BECAWU, is distancing itself from the walkout. Area Vice President for Grand Bahama, Michelle Outen, says the union will not be participating, calling it ill-advised to strike over a government-initiated salary review that BECAWU was not involved in negotiating. The union is instead prioritizing the protection and job security of its members.
As it stands right now, we cannot stand in solidarity for something that we are not fully informed on, okay? One of the issues that I'm finding is that people are getting caught up in emotions. Everybody needs a salary increase. Everybody's looking for more money. I am looking for more money. However, there's a way to go about it.
Outen explaining that the primary responsibility of the union is to fight for better working conditions and fair salary compensation for its members, not to challenge government-led initiatives already under review.
The second issue is that in order to take a strike action, that's a process. That process involves getting a strike certificate from the Department of Labor, of which we have not done that. And to seek that process, that certificate, without knowing all of the facts, it makes no sense to me.
Outen also stressing that the negotiation table is where the real fight should take place right now, adding that there will be a time to take stronger action if the government fails to uphold its end of the agreement. However, she says that she remains confident that tangible improvements will come through continued dialogue and good faith.
I am very confident that we will get something based on what we have in our proposal and what we're currently earning.
While other unions march and protest, BECAWU is urging its members to remain on the job and await the outcome of continued talks with the government. Outen says union executives have been invited to meet with the Prime Minister and assured members they will be fully informed and consulted before any future decisions are made. For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Shalia Roll.
The Bahamas Union of Teachers protest had a minimum impact on most schools in the Northern Bahamas. According to Deputy Director of Education for Grand Bahama, Bimini and the Keys, Michelle Bolag, she says there has only been a handful of call-outs but no disruptions at any of the schools within her district.
I can say that we have 21 schools in our district and all of the schools are open and functioning. Today, while we did have some teachers who would have called in, it was really minimal because we have more than 447 teachers in this district, and so it was a very low percentage of persons who would have called in.
However, District Superintendent for BECAWU and the Keys, Chester Cooper, says the protest impacted only a select few schools, namely Patrick J. Bethel High School.
Well, the major disruption will have occurred at Patrick J. Bethel with staff absence. We had to dismiss that school this morning because the majority of the staff members didn't report. Other than that school, there were only two smaller schools from the Keys that was similar, where the staff didn't report. But other than that, the other schools in the district, we didn't shut those down. There were staff who were absent, but the persons who showed up, the administrative team, and they pitched in along with support staff and everyone, and they ensured that school operated regularly, so that kids were able to be taught today.